I know, I have kept you all waiting long enough, but in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about how to make homemade pizza. My husband got an outdoor pizza oven earlier this year and he is obsessed. We are making pizzas every single week. We have pizza night on Friday night. Friends and family come over. We are trying all kinds of new things, calzones and sandwiches and pizzas and desserts. The pizza oven is fantastic and I'm going to show you what it is later in the video. But this video is really about how to make your own homemade pizza, the accessories you need, our recipe for incredible pizza dough, and we have been spoiled. I cannot go out for pizza anymore. It's just, not going to happen. The pizza we make at home is so much better than anything we would ever get out. So I am hooked. So obviously you have to have a pizza oven. Randy has the Halo Versus 16 outdoor pizza oven. It runs on propane. And let me just jump in here and say, this is not a sponsored video. We bought this pizza oven with our very own money. We paid full price for it. And hopefully by the time you're seeing this video, it is on sale on Amazon. We got the bundle pack, which is the pizza oven, and the cover came with it. Highly recommend the cover because the pizza oven is meant to be used outdoors, so we keep it covered so it's safe and all the things. So when my husband decided to get a pizza oven, he did a ton of research. And this all started because my daughter for Christmas got him just kind of a little pizza oven-ish thing that you put inside of a regular grill. We used it once or twice, thought the pizza was pretty good, but on the third time we used it, it literally burned up. It was not good. So my husband started doing some research because he loved the idea of having his own pizza oven and decided to get kind of a top of the line one. Now this is an outdoor oven. You do not use it in your house because it runs on propane. So the reason he chose this pizza oven, well, there's lots of reasons, but it has its own pizza stone which rotates. If you don't have a rotating stone or surface, your pizza is probably going to be charred on one end and not on the other. This pizza oven also has true fire. It's not just heat, there is fire. And the way the hood is shaped on it, that fire just whirls around inside that pizza. And when the pizza stone is turning, your pizza gets evenly cooked and you can just watch it bubble up and get those little charred bits, and ooh, so good. It will get up to 1,000 degrees. You turn it on about 10 minutes before you're going to use it. It is totally up to temperature and you can cook your pizza in about 6 or 7 minutes. It is that fast. Another reason we love this pizza oven, it is hot on the top, but not hot on the sides or underneath. So you can really set it on any outdoor surface. We started out putting it on a low table and realized that wasn't ideal because you kind of have to bend over to look at your pizza. So when my son-in-laws were in town for the holidays, Randy got together with them and they built him his very own pizza oven cart. You can buy a pizza oven cart on Amazon. Halo actually makes one just for their pizza oven, but really you can put it wherever you'd like. So let me show you some of the accessories that you absolutely have to do pizza at home. And trust me, we've tried these. We tried it without some of these things and quickly realized we needed these items to make good pizza. So I'm just going to spare you the time and figuring it out yourself and show you what you need. A pizza screen. They look like a little pizza pan, but it has like a mesh surface. So when you make your pizza crust in the house, you put it on the screen, put all your toppings on it, do your pizza, take this outside to your pizza oven. This actually goes into the pizza oven along with your pizza. It sits on top of the pizza stone, and then after about 2 minutes, when the bottom of your crust starts to cook, then you can remove the pizza screen and put the pizza directly on the stone. Why do you need this? Because if you don't know what you're doing, and we still are not good enough to make pizzas without this screen, your pizza dough will stick to your pizza peel that you use to put your pizza in the oven, and it will just stick. It might stick to the stone. There's a learning curve, and this just makes it simple, easy, and ensures that you're not going to mess up your pizza crust. These pizza screens are super cheap, and everything I'm going to show you, all the accessories that we use, I will link in the description box. Then you need some very long tongs, because when you reach in the oven to remove the pizza screen, You need longer than normal tongs, not regular kitchen tongs, super long. These are very important, otherwise you have no way to get your screen out of the pizza oven. Then you need a pizza pan, super inexpensive, but very important, because when you bring your pizza out of the oven, you need something with a very flat surface made for a pizza so you can bring your pizza in the house and cut your pizza. Now, this is what you need. This is the Good Grips pizza cutter, and this is as sharp as a knife. And when I use this, I feel so professional. It just glides right through any pizza. Ooh, it is heavy. It is got a silicone grip on the end. Highly recommend this one from Good Grips. And then of course, when you have leftover pizza, now I know this is being extra, but you gotta have a little pizza box. For pizza night, when we have friends and family over, we always send people home with their leftovers in a super cute pizza box. You can get this in a plain brown, but what fun is that? I thought this one was adorable. I got them in a package of 10. I think you can get 20. They're very inexpensive, and every time I get this out for people, they laugh. They're like, "You are kidding me. You have your own pizza boxes." And I'm like, "Of course we have our own pizza boxes," but everybody loves it. So what do we make in our pizza oven? Of course, we make pizza. We make calzones. We do Italian subs. We make pizza bread to do BLTs. We have even done dessert pizza with banana and butter and Nutella and powdered sugar. Once you get the pizza dough down, really the possibilities are endless. So how do you make your own homemade pizza dough? I am going to show you our recipe and exactly how you do it. If you do not want to make your own pizza dough, you don't have to. You can buy pizza dough that is pretty good at the grocery store. I highly recommend this brand. It's in the refrigerated section. It's one dough per package. Roll it out, put your toppings on, and go. That is actually how we got started, and then we started making our own dough. We have made dough. We have failed making dough. We have made fantastic dough, and my husband now has his pizza dough down to an art. So I'm going to show you exactly how to make it and share his pizza dough recipe. So pizza dough only has a handful of ingredients, and they're all common ingredients, but you need to make sure that you have active dry yeast. You can buy it in a container like this, or there are little packets that are pre-measured. Those are fine too, but we found that we make pizza so often it's just cheaper to buy it in the little container. And you need bread flour. I know people talk about they use all-purpose flour or they use 00 flour, which we cannot find where we live. We've experimented with, different types, and bread flour seems to work best for us. Find this at your regular grocery store. Any brand will do. Just make sure it says bread flour. So to make homemade pizza dough, it is super simple, but it does take a little bit of time. Highly recommend that you have a stand mixer with a dough hook. It takes about 5 minutes with a dough hook on a stand mixer. That's how we do it, so that's how I'm going to show you. And I recommend that you use a kitchen scale. The bread flour can be tricky if you are measuring it by eyesight. You really need to measure by weight to make sure that everything is exact. So put 14 ounces of warm water, not cold water, not hot water, but 14 ounces of warm water into the mixing bowl of your stand mixer, and add 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Just give it a little shush around with your hand and let it sit for 5 minutes undisturbed. You will notice that the water starts to get just a little bit bubbly every now and then. That's how you know the yeast is activated and it's doing its thing. After the 5 minutes, you want to add 2 teaspoons of honey into the water and 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil, regular olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. And then slowly add in a couple scoops at a time 23 ounces of bread flour. When you turn on your stand mixer, you want to go very slow until things start to incorporate. Once everything is in the bowl, you can increase the speed to medium and just let it go for about 5 minutes. You'll see the dough start to come together. It will adhere to the dough hook and it will become kind of one unit, and that's how you know it's ready. Now 1 minute before you take it off of that dough hook, add 2 teaspoons of regular table salt and let it get incorporated into your dough. And when your dough's done and you're ready to take it off the dough hook, just remove it, just pull it all down in one big chunk and lay it onto your kitchen countertop or a hard surface that has been dusted with your bread flour. You want to take that ball of dough and just kind of press it and knead it just for a second until it's in a mound. Then we take our Good Grips stainless steel pizza cutter or scraper and cut that big chunk of dough into fourths. We always put them on a scale to make sure they're pretty even. According to our recipe, you should end up with about 9.5 ounces per dough ball. Then you want to take that dough ball and you want to pull it with your fingers like this and then mash it back together. You can see my husband doing it here. Pull and mash, and you just kind of work it into a ball and mound it like this. You want it in a really good silky smooth ball. And actually, while my husband's making the dough, I prep the deli containers. I just put a little zhuzh of olive oil in here, run it around inside with my hands to make sure the whole container is coated, and I also coat the inside of the lid. So after he drops the dough balls into the containers, I pop the lid on, and you're going to let these sit out at room temperature for 2 hours. You want the dough to rise, and you're going to see the dough is going to fill up about half of this container. Then you can put it in the fridge. Your pizza dough is ready to use after it has risen for 2 hours, or after it's been refrigerated for up to 6 days. We actually think the dough is best on day 2, about 24 to 36 hours after we've made the dough. That's when we think it is at its prime. So before we actually make pizza, we take out a container of pizza dough and let it sit out room temperature for about an hour. You want to get the chill off of it and let it sort of come to room temperature. Then all you do is put a little bit more of this bread flour onto your countertop or hard surface. Lay the dough down and just press it out with your fingers. Just stretch it and move it outward until you have about a 10 or 11 inch circle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not need to be perfectly round. Sometimes a square pizza or odd shaped pizza is super fun. Look at you. Then lay it on top of your pizza screen and add your toppings. Pro tip, put a little bit of olive oil on the pizza dough and brush it with a little silicone brush. Absolutely make sure to get your olive oil around the edge so that you have golden brown crispy crust when it's cooked. This is going to be a pizza with a fairly thin crust, so I like to add about 3 or 4 tablespoons of pizza sauce, run it around just almost to the edge. You want to leave a little bit for the crust, and then I always lay down a couple of slices of fresh mozzarella cheese. I buy fresh mozzarella at the grocery store. You can buy it cut up in slices, which honestly are a little too thick for me. I cut them in half. But you don't want to cover your pizza in mozzarella. You just want this placed sporadically on the crust. Cover your crust about 30% with fresh mozzarella. This is what gives you the cheese pull when you cut your pizza. Then next to add my toppings. Ground beef that I've sauteed with onions. You could add garlic, vegetables, whatever you like. We are pepperoni lovers at our house, and my favorite trick is to go to the deli, ask for sandwich pepperoni, sliced paper thin, and this is what you get. Big, beautiful, thin slices of pepperoni, and then when put on your pizza and it goes in the pizza oven, it kind of curls up and the edges get all crispy. Oh, so good. So after you've got your toppings on, cover your pizza with a little bit of just regular shredded cheese that you got at your grocery store. I like to do another just little light drizzle of olive oil, and into the pizza oven it goes. Put it into the oven on your pizza screen. After about 2 minutes, remove the pizza screen so that your pizza is directly on the pizza stone, and let it go till it is as cooked as you like your pizza. For me, that's about 5 or 6 minutes. Pull it out, put it on your pizza pan, bring it inside, let it sit for a minute or 2, and then cut it with that beautiful pizza cutter, and oh my goodness, you are going to have the best pizza of your life. Now, we love to experiment with homemade basil pesto on our pizza in addition to pizza sauce. You could make an Alfredo sauce, do a mozzarella pizza with fresh tomatoes and basil. The possibilities are endless. Ham and pineapple, all the things, y'all. It's just, I would love to hear from you what toppings you love on your pizza. I am a ground beef, onions, garlic, pepperoni, basil pesto, and if I'm really feeling in a fantastic mood, I will make roasted garlic in my oven and spread that golden goodness on my pizza. So that is how we make the best homemade pizza in the world. I would love for you to try our pizza dough recipe. I will put it in the description box along with all of the links to all of the things, as well as our pizza oven. So let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you. Happy eating. See you later.